Hi, folks. Welcome to Crisco's Corner. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome. Pelosi accuses Trump of not being man enough to appear in front of the January 6th committee. Source close to Trump says former president loves the idea of appearing before the committee. Threw that in there for fun. Mr. President, I know you won't hear this, but if anybody just happens to hear this that can get a hold or know somebody that knows President Trump, don't fall for the bait. This woman's a piece of crap. Meaning Pelosi. She has, how many days left till January 2nd? 70 days, something like that, before this woman is gone. And believe me, if she can't be Speaker of the House, she'll resign her congressional seat. And the rumor is she's getting the ambassadorship to Italy. And being my father's parents were off-the-boat Italians, I take personal offense. She's conning, first of all, her constituents. She's running for re-election. Because if she can't be Speaker, she's going to resign her seat. She should have said that before. If we don't get the majority, I'll resign my seat. But she's in the San Francisco district, so what is that, plus 75 Dem or something ridiculous like that? Who the hell knows? But anyway, Mr. Trump, Mr. President, don't fall for it. Let's read on. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi said she doesn't believe former President Trump is man enough to appear in front of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6, 2021 Capitol riots. I don't think he's man enough to show up, Pelosi said during a Sunday appearance on MSNBC. I don't think his lawyers will want him to show up because he has to testify under oath. But I don't think he'll show up. I don't think he's man enough. We'll see. Dun, dun, dun. Listen, you major piece of... You know what it is, President Trump? Not only will you put yourself in harm's way, at least legally, don't give these guys the ratings. Don't give this committee the appearance of being legitimate. Don't legitimize this committee. People of the so-called insurrection, a.k.a. Capitol riot, and the list of priorities right now for the American people, it only polls at 7%. 7%. Don't do it. You have everything to lose and zero to gain. Pelosi's comments come after the committee subpoenaed Trump on Friday, saying the former president must turn over any critical documents related to the riots by November 4th and appear before the committee on November 14th. Well, if there's related documents, then they get him in the raid at Mar-a-Lago. And there she is there. I mean, the woman's she's just nuts. What'd she say the other day? You know, it's funny. During the Capitol insurrection, and I can't go into detail because it's YouTube, there's videos floating around where she has an entire camera crew walking around with her, and they're all mic'd up, all of them. They all have mics on. Do you normally walk around with a camera crew and put mics on doing your congressional business? No. You can fill in the blanks. As demonstrated in our hearings, we have assembled overwhelming evidence. Overwhelming. Yeah, okay. I watched some of it. It made me nauseous, but I watched enough to know this whole thing's a farce. It's a farce because it isn't a normal committee. Granted, the Democrats are the majority, so they get one more committee member than the Republicans to have a majority in the committee. That's how it works. But they have two that were handpicked to hate Trump's guts. That's not legitimate. Overwhelming evidence, including from dozens of your former appointees and staff, that you personally orchestrated and oversaw a multi-part effort to overturn the 2020 election and to obstruct the peaceful transfer of power, the committee wrote to Trump. All he did was find legal avenues for maybe getting electoral numbers changed. Can't go into detail because this is YouTube. But if you're thinking that election deniers such as President Trump are a threat to our democracy, nobody stands taller than Nancy Pelosi. Hillary Clinton, the head of the January 6th committee, Benny Thompson, all of them, Stacey Abrams, the list is endless. Absolutely endless. Since 2000, even before that, long before Trump entered politics as a candidate. saying that this election was invalid, that election is invalid. They've been saying it right along. There was a parade of them when Bush Jr. got elected in the House of Representatives and in the Senate chamber. Ironically, Al Gore, as the vice president, had to oversee that particular meeting for the electoral vote. That was kind of ironic, but you guys have been denying elections forever. So let's just cut through the crap before we all drown in it. In a 14-page letter to the January 6th committee this month, Trump refused to say whether he would comply with the subpoena or appear before the committee. Mr. President, don't do it. Don't do it. Despite your very poor television ratings, which is true, the Unselect Committee has perpetuated a show trial, the likes of which this country has never seen before, Trump said in the letter. All true. This came from Trump doesn't mean it's not true. But according to the source close to Trump, and I hate that expression, the former president loves the idea of testifying before the committee, telling Fox News Digital last week that Trump would use the opportunity to talk about how corrupt the election was, how corrupt the committee was, and how Nancy Pelosi did not call up the National Guard that Trump strongly recommended for her to do 3 days earlier on January 3rd. That's all true. He asked for backup, and they said it wouldn't be a good look. And so did the mayor of D.C., by the way. But nobody talks about that. But Mr. Trump, don't take the bait. Don't do it. Subpoena of Trump is expected to set up a legal battle for the committee over whether to comply with the testimony of a former president. They only have 70 days left. That's till January 2nd. Now, we all know it's a lot less than that because these morons won't work past the middle of December because of the holiday season and New Year's. So we'll say it's going to be about 50-odd days left. We'll see if he's man enough to show up, and the public should make a judgment, Pelosi said. No one is above the law. Are you kidding me? You piece of... You're worth what? Over $100 million now from your congressional salary for insider trading? And you're not the only one. There's Republicans, too. If we believe that, then they should make a judgment about how to respond to that request. Tell them tell them this. Kiss my... Whatever actions the committee may take is up to them. Which means nothing will happen because they're getting dissolved. I kept my distance from their decision making. She basically handpicked the committee and kept the Republicans off. She's the one that has the power to keep the people off the committee, not the committee chair. She is the head of the House as Speaker. But whatever they decide, we'll also send a message about his respect. Respect for the institution that you're in? Are you out of your mind, Madam Speaker? Here's an honoring the oath we take to protect and defend the Constitution of the United States. This is the same woman that said she wanted to punch Trump right in the face. That's a serious oath we all take, and clearly most of us had more respect for the office that he held than he had. You don't have respect for the office at all. You're sitting there in the Oval Office with my senator, unfortunately, Chuck Schumer, because I live in upstate New York, yourself, Madam Speaker, and the president, acting like high school kids arguing with each other. Yes, Trump's personality is argumentative, but he won fair and square. It's amazing to me. And the lines have already been drawn. People that believe that Trump was guilty think that Trump is guilty, and people that think the whole thing is just a lot of BS think it's a lot of BS. So, Mr. President, President Trump, do not fall for this. Tell him just plainly. I would just send him a very short message. Madam Speaker, from former President Donald Trump. I'd even use my own personal stationery if I were him. Kiss my... Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.